that hugs the shore right now. Our sun will be up and at it. The horizon really brightening as we approach the 7 a.m. hour. Precisely for Philadelphia, 7:18 is what we're looking at. Sunset today at about 4:39, but temperatures are outperforming this time yesterday by about 5 to almost 10 degrees. It's noticeable, especially through South Jersey, even 11 degrees warmer than this time yesterday in Allentown. It puts air temperatures for a lot of you close to 40 degrees, if not in the 40s. It's 40 in Millville, 42 in Ocean City, even 43 right now in Cape May, 42 for Philadelphia, 37 in Allentown. So a little cooler the further to the northwest you head. Lancaster stuck at about 35 degrees. The temperatures dip just before sunrise and then we'll start to take on off, especially with the sunshine that we're going to have around here. Temperatures by lunchtime in the mid 40s, and enjoy it while we've got it, Matt, because we've got a huge check just in time for the start of winter this weekend.
Oh, yay. Good morning.
Start dropping soon, Peyton.
They really are. What a way to welcome me back to Philadelphia. I think I grabbed some of that cooler air when I was up in Chicago, and I'm bringing it back here because we've got a moment that's really going to check us going forward. And it starts with tomorrow. We've got two systems that are going to interact, and this is going to set the tone for rain and or snow showers for part of the area. And that snow looking likely, especially northwest of the I-95 corridor through some of the suburbs, the Lehigh Valley, and of course the higher elevations of the Poconos as well. A grassy coating when this is all said and done and over with by Saturday morning. A lot of you could be waking up to, and a few isolated higher totals are also a possibility, and we'll talk about that in future tracker. I've stopped the clock tomorrow morning. This is 6 a.m. It's cloudy, it's dry, no issues getting out to your car, to get to work, to get the kids off to school if they've got one more final day before they're home all next week. We've got that coastal feature and a clipper system. These two are going to grab at each other. And here's the thing, temperatures will be above the freezing mark. So I think any of that activity, especially northwest of the I-95 corridor, as we start this really around midday, is going to be hard to come by initially. Then it's really going to start to get its act together. Jersey, Delaware, you're looking at mostly of a rain event here, but we are dealing with a surface low that's going to spill on through. And we're looking for this tilted trough access. And what that means to you is we will have a brief convergence of winds. And I think that's where we have the best opportunity of really grasping at some higher snowfall totals, especially northwest of the I-95 corridor, while the activity remains just rainfall through South Jersey and Delaware. This then pivots on through, still around the area by 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. Cecily Tynan will have you covered with all of the latest before this is really in and out of here by Saturday morning. So Saturday will start to turn sunny very quickly. We'll have the sunshine around today with temperatures performing around 42 right now. A brief wind at about 10 miles per hour does have us feeling like we're stuck in the upper 30s, but across the area, despite that little bite this morning, this is the coolest time frame we'll experience until we hit tomorrow morning. It's 38 in Trenton, matching that 38 in Wilmington, Delaware, 36 in Chalfont, 37 in Allentown, and 43 right now as you head through Cape May. Temperatures this afternoon, the call from AccuWeather about 46 degrees. Afternoon, thin cirrus clouds start to move on in, and that's an indicator that something's changing. And I think you're going to want to hear this, because it does get a little tricky as the forecast goes on, especially tomorrow. As for today, it's pretty easy but breezy. That's the catch here, as that's going to have our wind chills really capped this afternoon at around 40 degrees, despite the call from AccuWeather being 46 degrees on this Thursday. Before a big week, it's the warmest of the next 7 days, including the Christmas holiday and the start of Hanukkah, but it's seasonable. A definite check from the past couple of days around here with the unseasonable warmth we've recently experienced. Speaking of warmth, we're about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. A lot of you yesterday were waking up close to freezing, if not sub-freezing. We're now at 42 for Philadelphia, 40 in Tabernacle, 43 in Cape May. It's 38 in Wilmington, Delaware, but 37 in Allentown, sub-freezing up at the Poconos, and we've dropped to 35 degrees out in Lancaster. So it is cooler northwest of the I-95 corridor, but we've got a lot of sunshine, especially during the first half of today, before some high, thin cirrus clouds are going to veil that sunshine during the second half of today. Again, we're up to about 46 this afternoon, and there are changes to be had. If you don't like the idea of 46, you probably don't like the idea of a High temperature stuck in the 20s, but we've got that extended tomorrow. As for today, we're going to have a lot of this, a lot of sunshine. The Commodore Barry Bridge showing off this morning, a brightening horizon. The sun is officially up at 7:18 this morning, but Arctic air is going to kickstart the official start to winter, which happens to be this weekend. And I know you've got plans. It's the weekend before the big holiday rush. Whether you're traveling this weekend, you've got loved ones coming in, or you're trying to get some last minute things done, there's a huge takeaway with this forecast is it's much colder. Winter officially begins on Saturday. Your high temperature is 35 degrees, and by Sunday, it's even colder. 29 is the call from AccuWeather by Sunday. A gusty breeze is going to keep wind chill values in the 20s on Sunday, and it's even colder on Sunday. In fact, some of the coldest air Philadelphia has experienced since early January. So we haven't done this in quite some time. It will feel for the majority of the day like we're stuck in the teens, and the overnight low into Monday is actually in the teens. So the outlying areas will be much cooler. The takeaway for today is it's warmer than this time yesterday. So as you head out the door, you'll still want the extra layer, with temperatures performing about 5 to 10 degrees warmer. It puts Center City at 42 degrees. It's cooler to the north and west, 37 in Allentown, but only 35 degrees right now in Lancaster. As you even head through Delaware, temperatures holding on to the upper 30s. This is the coolest time of the day. That happens right before the sun rises, and then that daytime heating will help us. And this afternoon, we approach 46 degrees, but thanks to a little chill out of that northwesterly direction, that breeze is going to keep our feels-like conditions really capped around 40 degrees. It's bright to begin with. Some afternoon high thin clouds stream on in, and that's just going to veil the sunshine. So the sun glare this morning, this afternoon, it may not be too bad if you're heading home early. Of course, the sunset is still early for this time of the year. Partly cloudy skies and seasonable conditions through the overnight, with down to 31 for Philadelphia, 29 in Allentown, same thing in Lancaster, and about freezing there in Pomona. Tomorrow morning, maybe something very spotty in nature starts to sneak into the picture around 8 o'clock. But if you're out the door earlier, there are no issues beyond the cloud cover. We'll be watching two dueling systems, a coastal low and a clipper system. That clipper system is going to start to drag in much colder air. So the idea of trying to mix over to some snowfall is a possibility during the afternoon, and especially in the evening, primarily northwest of the I-95 corridor, while Jersey as well as Delaware, you hang on to rain chances. These totals will be fine-tuned, but what we are watching is these two systems interacting, and I think those snow showers most likely northwest of the I-95 corridor, maybe a grassy dusting in the northwest suburbs, some isolated higher totals in the higher elevations of the Poconos. The call from AccuWeather today, 46 degrees with those high thin clouds moving in this afternoon. We're down to 41 tomorrow, 30